First contact deception. The Galaxian warship Stellar Dawn emerged from hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system, its quantum crystalline hull gleaming like polished obsidian against the starfield. Admiral Vexthor stood on the bridge, his silver-scaled skin rippling with pride as he prepared to make first contact with yet another primitive species. Final approach to Earth, Admiral, announced Navigation Officer Zira, her bioluminescent patterns pulsing with excitement. Their primitive detection systems shouldn't notice us until we're in low orbit. Vexthor nodded, satisfaction evident in the way his dual hearts synchronized. The Galaxian Empire had performed this ceremony countless times, approaching developing worlds, demonstrating their superior technology, and graciously offering membership in their expanding confederation. Humans would be no different, but something was wrong. Admiral. The sensor operator's crystalline appendages clattered against his console in agitation. We're being scanned. Impossible, Vexthor dismissed. Their technology is barely past nuclear fission. They're still burning hydrocarbons for energy. Sir, these readings. The operator's voice trembled. They're using quantum phase detection arrays. But that can't be right. Their visible infrastructure shows no sign of such advancement. Before Vexthor could respond, a transmission cut through their supposedly impenetrable communications barriers. A calm, almost amused human voice filled the bridge. Galaxian vessel, Stellar Dawn, you're approaching restricted space. Please maintain your current position for inspection. The bridge crew froze. The humans shouldn't have known their ship's name, let alone been able to penetrate their communications systems. A small vessel appeared beside them, seemingly from nowhere. It looked deceptively simple, almost crude, with visible rivets and metal plating. But Vexthor's instruments couldn't penetrate its hull, couldn't even determine its composition. This is Ambassador Kira Petel of Earth's Stellar Guard, the transmission continued. We've been expecting you, though you're earlier than anticipated. Your reputation for punctuality is apparently well-deserved. Vexthor's scales shifted to a pale blue of confusion. How did you know you were coming? Ambassador Petel finished. The same way we know about the 3 cloaked warships you have waiting at the heliopause. Please inform them they can decloak. It's rather rude to hide during formal introductions. The Admiral's secondary heart nearly stopped. Their cloaking technology was supposed to be undetectable. He watched in stunned silence as his backup ships shimmered into visibility, somehow forced to decloak by an unseen power. Now then, Petel continued, her voice carrying an ancient patience that sent chills down Vexthor's spine. Shall we discuss why you're really here? Or would you prefer to maintain the pretense of a routine first contact? I don't understand, Vexthor managed. Our intelligence indicated that we were a developing civilization. Yes, we find it useful to maintain that appearance. It helps us identify the true intentions of our visitors. The human's voice hardened slightly. Like those particle beam weapons you're charging in your ventral array. Vexthor's scales blanched white. How could they possibly know about the weapons? They were a new technology, supposedly undetectable. A holographic image appeared on his bridge. Ambassador Petel, a dark-skinned human female wearing what appeared to be a simple diplomatic uniform. But Vexthor's enhanced vision caught glimpses of technology in her clothing that shouldn't exist, patterns that seemed to bend reality itself. Let me be clear, Admiral, she said, her smile never wavering. Earth is not what you think it is. We are not what you think we are. Your empire has existed for what? 3,000 years. We were traveling between stars when your ancestors were still learning to make fire. The bridge's instruments began displaying impossible readings. Structures were appearing throughout the solar system, vast installations that had somehow remained hidden until now. Space itself seemed to ripple as layers of camouflage fell away. "Welcome to Earth, Admiral Vexler," Ambassador Petal said. "We are humanity, the elder race you never knew existed. We've watched your civilization grow, guided you subtly when needed, and hoped you would choose a better path than conquest." She gestured, and a stream of data flooded the Galaxian ship's computers. Historical records, technological specifications, evidence of human influence throughout their own history. "Your arrival gives us hope that you're ready for the truth. There's something coming, Admiral, something ancient and terrible. We fought it before. And now, we need allies who understand that power isn't about dominance, it's about wisdom." Vexthor stared at the data in disbelief, watching as everything he thought he knew about the galaxy crumbled. "Why reveal yourselves now?" "Because the enemy is awakening," Petal replied, her expression grave. "And this time, we'll need the younger races to stand with us. The question is, Admiral, are you ready to learn what it truly means to be advanced?" The stars seemed to dim slightly, as if responding to her words, and Vexthor realized that his routine conquest mission had just become something far more significant. The day the Galaxian Empire learned they weren't the most advanced species in the galaxy. They were, in fact, barely beginning to understand what advancement truly meant. Ancient awakening. Deep within the Andromeda Galaxy's Nexus cluster, lead archaeologist Rintel of the Galaxian Science Division carefully brushed dust from what appeared to be an ancient data crystal. Her team had been excavating this derelict space station for 3 standard cycles, but this was different. Unlike the other artifacts they'd found, this one still hummed with power. "Director Voss," she called out, her scales shifting to excited gold. "You need to see this." The station's architecture had puzzled them from the start. It predated known civilization by millions of years, yet possessed an elegance that made their most advanced technology look primitive. The walls seemed to flow like liquid metal, responding to their presence in ways they couldn't understand. Director Voss, a veteran of countless archaeological expeditions, approached with uncharacteristic caution. Since Earth's revelation to the Galaxian Empire 2 months ago, every ancient site was being re-examined with new eyes. The crystal's molecular structure, Rintel said, scanning it with trembling appendages, it matches the quantum patterns we observed in Ambassador Petal's technology. Before Voss could respond, the crystal activated. A holographic display filled the chamber, showing star charts they recognized, but wrong different. The stars were in positions they would have occupied millions of years ago. "This is impossible," Voss whispered, his scales paling. "These are targeting coordinates for something called the Neural Defense Network. But the timestamps, they're from 15 million years ago." The station's lights suddenly pulsed, and a new voice filled the chamber, not through their communication devices, but seemingly through the air itself. "Security Protocol 7 Alpha initiated. Human genetic markers detected in vicinity. Authorization required for further access." Rintel and Voss exchanged shocked looks. The station wasn't dead. It had been waiting. "This is Director Voss of the Galaxian Science Division. We have no human authorization, but—" "Override accepted," the voice interrupted. "Emergency protocols engaged due to Level 1 threat detection. Displaying critical historical data." The chamber transformed around them, becoming a 3-dimensional historical record. They watched as an ancient human civilization spread across galaxies, building wonders that defied physics itself. But there was something else, a darkness moving between the stars, consuming everything in its path. The Void Heralds, the station's AI explained. They came from between realities, feeding on consciousness itself. Humanity fought them for 10,000 years, nearly destroying reality itself in the process. The images showed battles that turned stars into weapons, technologies that could rewrite the laws of physics, and horrors that made both scientists' scales turn ash-grey with fear. But humanity won, Rintel said, watching the historical playback. They defeated these heralds. No, the AI corrected. They contained them, sealed them in a prison of collapsed space-time, maintained by millions of stations like this one. The price was tremendous. The human empire had to deliberately regress, maintain lower technology levels to prevent drawing the herald's attention again. A new alert suddenly blared through the station. Current sensor data showed something massive stirring in the space between galaxies, wounds in reality itself beginning to tear open. The seals are failing, the AI announced. This facility is now activating Emergency Protocol Omega, beginning transmission to all similar installations and to Earth Central Command. Across the galaxy, identical alerts began sounding in hidden stations and ancient outposts. The humans' greatest fear was becoming reality. Their ancient enemy was awakening. In Earth's Stellar Guard Command, Ambassador Pato received the alerts with grim resignation. She turned to Admiral Vexter, who had remained on Earth as a liaison. "Now you understand why we revealed ourselves," she said softly. "The Void Heralds feed on advanced civilizations. The more technologically powerful, the more attractive the target. We learned to hide our power, to guide younger races toward wisdom, rather than mere advancement." She gestured, and the simple diplomatic chamber transformed into a war room that made the Admiral's most advanced military facilities look like children's toys. "We've maintained these facilities, hidden in plain sight, for millions of years, watching, waiting, preparing. The younger races have grown strong, not just in technology, but in spirit. Together, we might stand a chance against what's coming." "How long do we have?" Vexthar asked, watching as more alerts appeared across the galactic display. "Months, maybe less," Petal replied. "We need to activate the preservation protocol immediately. Your people, along with the other major civilizations, need to learn millions of years of human military and technological history in a matter of weeks." She turned to face him fully, her eyes carrying the weight of the eons. "The question is, Admiral, can your people handle the truth about not just our existence, but about what lurks in the darkness between stars? Because the Void Heralds aren't just coming for us this time. They're coming for everyone." The ancient station's AI continued its transmission, awakening more hidden facilities across space. The time of hiding was over. Humanity's greatest war was about to begin again. But this time, they wouldn't fight alone. The Guardian's Protocol. The Grand Council chamber of the Galactic Concordat buzzed with tension as representatives from 30 major civilizations gathered for an emergency session. The chamber itself, located in what most believed to be a primitive Earth orbital station, had just revealed its true nature, a technological marvel that existed partially outside normal space-time. High Commander Jenna Blackwood stood before the assembled delegates, her simple military uniform belying the quantum-enhanced technologies woven into its fabric. Behind her, a holographic display showed the spreading corruption of reality as the Void Heralds broke their ancient bonds. "For millions of years," she began, her voice carrying the weight of ages, "humanity has served as the silent guardians of this galaxy. We've watched your civilizations grow, intervened subtly when necessary, and prepared for this moment. The Xeraxian ambassador, his crystalline form pulsing with skepticism, spoke first. "You expect us to believe that humans, who still use internal combustion engines, have been manipulating galactic events?" Blackwood smiled, touching a control on her wrist. The chamber's walls became transparent, revealing the true nature of Earth's orbital infrastructure. Vast rings of technology, previously hidden by advanced camouflage fields, stretched across near-Earth space. Ancient shipyards, temporal observatories, and defense platforms that defied conventional physics emerged from their quantum shadows. "The primitive technology you see on Earth's surface is a choice, Ambassador. A reminder of where we came from and the dangers of unchecked advancement." She gestured, and historical records materialized before each delegate. Every major technological breakthrough your civilizations experienced was carefully monitored and, when necessary, guided. The Mechaniad Collective's representative, a being of pure energy contained within an advanced android form, spoke next. "Our historical records indicate no such intervention." "Really?" Blackwood brought up a specific file. "The quantum containment breakthrough that prevented your species from destroying itself during the Great Upload. Did you never wonder why the solution came to your scientists in a dream?" Murmurs rippled through the chamber as more examples appeared. Subtle interventions, seemingly random inspirations, mysterious technological leaps that had shaped each civilization's development. Admiral Vexler stepped forward, his scales now bearing the marks of his new position as Galaxian Special Liaison to Earth. "I have seen their true capabilities firsthand. The humans have technologies that make our most advanced weapons look like children's toys. Yet they chose restraint. Because we learned the hard way that technological power without wisdom leads to destruction," Blackwood continued. "The Void Heralds are drawn to advanced civilizations like moths to flame. They don't just destroy, they consume consciousness itself, turning entire species into empty shells that serve their hunger." The chamber darkened as she activated another historical record. The assembled delegates watched in horror as an ancient human fleet, wielding weapons that could reshape reality, battled creatures that seemed to be made of living darkness. Entire star systems vanished in the conflict. "We won that war, but the cost was catastrophic. We realized that raw power wasn't the answer. So we established the Guardians Protocol, a system to guide younger races towards sustainable advancement while maintaining the prison that held the Heralds." A new alert flashed across the chamber's displays. Another seal had broken in the Carina Nebula, releasing a wave of void energy that consumed 3 uninhabited systems. "We don't have time for lengthy deliberations," Blackwood announced. "The Heralds are awakening faster than predicted. Each civilization here has unique strengths, technologies, and perspectives that we'll need in the coming war. We're prepared to share our advanced technology, but more importantly, we need to teach you how to use it wisely." She gestured, and the chamber's center transformed into a massive tactical display. "We've established training facilities throughout the galaxy, hidden bases where your best minds can learn what we've discovered over millions of years. But you need to understand, this isn't just about acquiring new weapons. It's about understanding why we chose to hide them in the first place." The Arcanian representative, their thought crystals glowing with concern, raised a tendril. "You speak of wisdom, yet you're now offering us technologies that you claim are too dangerous to use. Isn't this contradictory?" "The difference," Blackwood replied, "is that now you understand the cost of failure. The Void Heralds aren't just coming for us. They're coming for every conscious being in this galaxy. Together, combining human experience with your fresh perspectives, we might find a better solution than we did last time." The tactical display updated, showing the first wave of void breaches approaching populated systems. Time was running out. "Make your choice now," Blackwood declared. "Join us in defending reality itself, or try to face the darkness alone. But know this, everything you thought you knew about humanity, about your own history, about the very nature of civilization, it's all been preparation for this moment." One by one, the delegates began to signal their agreement. The time for secrets was over. The Guardian's protocol was entering its final phase, and the galaxy would never be the same. As the council session concluded, Blackwood received a priority alert from Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Network. The Void Heralds weren't just escaping their prison, they were being released. Someone, or something, was deliberately breaking the seals. The true test of humanity's ancient wisdom was about to begin. Legacy of stars. In the depths of Jupiter's quantum core, within humanity's most secure historical archive, Admiral Vexler stood in stunned silence as the true history of the human empire unfolded before him. Director Iris Solomon, head of Earth's Historical Preservation Division, guided him through holographic records spanning millions of years. Before the Void Heralds, humanity ruled half the known universe, she explained, showing vast cities that spanned entire galaxies. We didn't just master technology, we transcended it. Reality itself bent to our will. The archives showed humans reshaping planets like clay, building artificial stars, and weaving the fabric of space-time into vast computational networks. But something darker lurked beneath the achievements. "We became gods," Sullivan continued, her voice heavy with ancient regret. "And like gods, we grew arrogant. We believed nothing could threaten us, until we broke through to the space between spaces." The holographic display shifted, showing human scientists reaching dimensional barriers. In their quest for ultimate knowledge, they had torn holes in reality itself. Through these wounds came the Void Heralds. "They were drawn to our power, our consciousness," Solomon explained. "But they weren't just invaders, they were a reflection of our own hubris. Our technology, our advancement, had created ripples in reality that drew their attention." New alerts flashed across the archive's displays. The ancient seals were failing faster now, and the pattern was unmistakable. They were being sabotaged from within. Someone is helping them, Vexthor realized, his scales darkening with concern. "Yes," Solomon confirmed. "We believe some of our own people. An ancient faction called the Transcendence Initiative survived the First War. They believe joining with the Void Heralds is the next step in human evolution." The Archives A suddenly interrupted with a priority alert. Void Herald manifestations had been detected in 12 major systems simultaneously. But these weren't random attacks, they were targeting specific locations. "They're after the nexus points," Sullivan breathed, her face paling. "The quantum nodes that maintain the structure of spacetime itself. If they capture those, they could reshape reality as they please," Vexler finished. The archive chamber transformed into a galactic command center. Representatives from all allied species appeared in holographic form, their faces showing varying degrees of fear and determination. "This is no longer about survival," Solomon announced to the assembled allies. "The Void Heralds aren't just trying to feed. They're attempting to rewrite the fundamental laws of existence. We need to activate the Lazarus Protocol." The words sent shockwaves through the human commanders present. The Lazarus Protocol was their last resort, a plan to restore their civilization's full technological might, regardless of the consequences. As ancient weapons platforms began powering up across the galaxy, Solomon turned to Vexathor. "Your people, and all our allies, have proven yourselves worthy of the truth. The coming battle will determine not just who controls this reality, but whether consciousness itself has the right to exist. The final phase of humanity's great revelation was about to begin, and with it, the most important war in the history of existence. The final testament. The skies above Earth darkened as humanity's hidden fleets emerged from temporal stasis. Ships that had slumbered for millions of years took flight once more, their quantum drives igniting like newborn stars. In command of the flagship Eternal Dawn, High Commander Blackwood watched as the combined forces of 30 civilizations assembled for what could be the final battle. The Void Heralds had already consumed 3 major systems, their darkness spreading like a cancer through space-time. But now they faced something unprecedented, the combined wisdom of humanity's ancient experience and the innovative spirit of younger races. All forces, report status, Blackwood commanded. The responses came in from across the galaxy. The Galaxians had mastered humanity's quantum shielding technology, their ships now capable of withstanding void energy. The Xeraxians had combined their crystalline computing with human temporal mechanics, creating weapons that could predict and counter Herald attacks before they happened. The Mechaniad Collective had integrated their consciousness technology with human reality warping systems, allowing them to fight the Heralds in multiple dimensions simultaneously. But the enemy wasn't idle. The Transcendence Initiative, led by rogue human immortals, had given the Heralds access to humanity's most dangerous weapons. The battle would determine not just victory or defeat, but the very nature of consciousness itself. Across the galaxy, ancient human technologies began to power up. But this time, they weren't weapons of destruction. They were tools of transformation. The younger races had helped humanity see a new way forward. As the Void Heralds descended on the Alpha Nexus, they found something they had never encountered in all their eons of existence. A unified consciousness, combining the strengths of every allied species. The human Lazarus Protocol hadn't just restored their military might, it had created something entirely new. The final battle unfolded across multiple dimensions simultaneously. The Heralds found their void energy countered by Galaxian quantum shields, their temporal attacks predicted by Xeraxian crystals, their consciousness assaults repelled by Mechaniad algorithms. And at the heart of it all, humanity revealed their true mastery. Not the power to destroy, but the wisdom to unite, to transform, to transcend without losing touch with their origins. The Transcendence Initiative faltered as they realized their mistake. The next step in evolution wasn't merging with the void. It was learning to grow without losing one's fundamental nature. In a final, reality-shaking confrontation, the combined forces didn't just defeat the Void Heralds, they transformed them. The ancient enemy was not destroyed but changed. Their hunger for consciousness transformed into a force for creation rather than consumption. As the darkness receded and the stars shone bright once more, humanity's greatest revelation became clear. They had hidden their advancement not out of fear or shame, but because they were waiting for the galaxy to be ready for a fundamental truth. True power lies not in technology or force, but in the wisdom to know when to use it, when to hide it, and when to share it. The age of secrets was over. A new era of galactic civilization was about to begin, one founded not on power or technology, but on the combined wisdom of all conscious beings. In Earth's restored council chamber, Commander Blackwood addressed the assembled representatives of all allied species. We are no longer the elder race guiding the young. We are all now part of something greater, a civilization that understands that advancement without wisdom is no advancement at all. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, as if acknowledging the dawn of a new age in the history of consciousness itself.